good time zone artifacts. And a happy birthday to all of those around the world. This is it. The ending of Babel. Literally. I was on my morning jog today. Got to thinking about things. Arknights, of course. And I realized the preservation of information, the concept of a simulation are important themes within the series, the story. Now that we know about Oranginium, it clicked with me. Not even talking about just the Seaborn, which have parallels, right? But there are other things as well. There are several other things. At least 3 other things within the story that parallel with Oranginium and the Seaborn. The first one that started this thought was Dorothy. Her whole thing is I think an exact parallel to Oranginium, actually. She creates a substance, the gray goo. At least that's what I call it. I'm not sure if it's actually goo, but it sure looks like gray goo. She creates the substance, the gray goo, that stores information and assimilates people into it by going inside them. Is that not just Oranginium at this point? That's a big parallel. It's actually really interesting to look back on that and realize, oh wait, were they trying to, tell us what we now know actually the whole time? And in that story, we actually see that it creates a virtual reality sort of thing that actually almost seems more than even what we know at this point. But for Oranginium, we don't really know how Oranginium fully works and what the end goal would look like. But for Dorothy's gray goo, there was actual virtual reality. It seems almost better in a sense, which is impressive. That is native technology. She invented that. No precursor help there. But that's not all. The next few ones that I think there are. The next one I'll mention especially is thinner. The threads are there, but it's not. I don't think it's a perfect parallel, but it's definitely related. We have the law in the Sancta, right? The Sancta being created from the Sarkaz by the law, a precursor tech thing. They have powers of this empathic power that is almost a hive mind. It's like a step down from a hive mind, but they're able to influence each other's emotions and thoughts to help preserve not so much information, but assuming my theory of why the law is what it is, to preserve civilization by creating a sort of utopia where everyone is thinking, has assimilated in the same headspace I think there's parallels there, especially more so with if you also talk about the Seaborn, which is a hive mind, right? This is like a step down from that. And then and then you have the Gulden Gestats and the voice of Terra and Litania. More so the Gulden Gestats and the voice of Terra, but it's related concept. The Gulden Gestats is this magical song that records the history of Litania and also influences the behavior and the minds of the people in the country. Making them behave certain ways and recording all that and preserving all that information. And it also preserves the spirit of the Witch King. So there is preservation of information there. And of course, the voice of Terra is also the Witch King preserving himself in like vessels. So there's parallels there. There's similarities to the law, sort of this manipulation of how people are thinking. Parallels to the preservation and assimilation of people, like Oranginium and the Grey Goo and the Seaborn. So yeah. I think it's more than safe to say, besides Oranginium being the biggest like point of the story, but to see it shown elsewhere, it's definitely safe to say like, yeah, those are important themes in Arknights. And definitely, there's probably more. There's a few others that are like, maybe you could say something about it, but probably not. Like there's the Black Snake preserving himself through different people, I guess. It's more loose than still, but it's, you know, it's kind of there. And that's my essay. Thank you. Let me open up the game. We'll finish this off. Oh, there's also even the liches preserving themselves. They themselves are preservers of information, right? That's their whole like culture, is we gather and distribute information, knowledge, and they themselves store their, I guess, souls within the and within these pocket dimensions of the Kagurike, thus preserving their own self-information. There's another one right there. I suppose it's not unusual to have that be a theme. It's kind of the basis of us as a species anyways. Like since the days of oral tradition to what we have now, we're all about preserving information. It's kind of our thing. Quabam.
Have you been doing well lately, Doctor?
No, nothing, just nothing, no point of order or anything. Kind of just covered it in the prior topic, but you know, last time on Babel, we saw the turning point, the epitomis event. Not sure if that's the right word. Prodigal event, something like that. The point in which the Doctor had their sudden but inevitable betrayal. The Doctor, now falling into despair and believing that the current course of Oranginium is the correct course, that if they get rid of it, if they cure it, then they will be forsaking all of human history, all the humans left behind from their time. I'm just gonna say it. It's my stand-in for this one, so. And so he turned to Teresis, held a little secret meeting, and made a deal with Teresis. They wanted Teresis to destroy Babel, and in return, the Doctor informed Teresis about a way to control Oranginium, presumably the shard within Londinium. But the negotiations were not over. Teresis said if the Doctor wanted to protect the Babel people, then Teresa had to die. And actually the Doctor wasn't into the idea, but agreed. And so we saw Teresis pulled his soldiers towards Londinium for the campaign with Cavendish, which is also definitely a trap to lure in Babel to Kasdal, since it was now largely undefended. Babel successfully captures Kasdal, but while the Babel soldiers are taking the city, the Doctor shut down the Rhodes Island defense systems, leaving it open to assassins. And Teresa started to realize something was going on, because since Teresa can sense the emotions of people, Teresa realized something's happening. But by that point, it seems it was probably already too late. The Doctor also made a recording monologuing their whole thoughts on everything. which I think is interesting because I wonder if that recording still exists. Maybe that's part of that recording is why the Doctor's not allowed to really access the PRTS in present time. We also saw for side character Julie, who's barely a side character, but we saw Julie was sent on a covert mission to infiltrate the mercenaries under the military commission and then lead a rebellion. Which she did. But then we also see that, of course, at the beginning, she had sworn fealty to Teresa's and then was sent to go fight the Steam Knights, which was a suicide mission. We also saw the Scar Eye not actually die to Azkaban like the prophecies once said, but torn apart by his own men. Not like you disagree. I can't imagine how difficult it is to just throw away a sacrifice of billions of people. Yeah, I mean, there's some fairness there, although I'm not sure if it's I'm not sure how much of a sacrifice it is. It's hard to say when I'm still not crystal clear on what it's all supposed to do. But the past is the past. Can't just destroy the present and the future because of the past, so. Yeah, the Doctor did say they were going to talk to Calcit, but that didn't seem to happen. And they just went straight to Teresa's. Yeah. And I believe that we also ended off on Logos hearing the elegy of Teresa. His mother had imprinted automatic elegies for certain people she cared about, so that when they die, they would automatically sing the elegy. And I believe Logos was hearing that right at the end. Here we go. The dust has settled. I'm sorry, child. This should have been my burden. Oh, we got a level inside Rhodes Island. Look at that. This is a special one. Okay. Outside Rhodes Island of Babel, Castle. Babel's defenseless, as the Regent said. Keep quiet, stay alert. Stick to the original route and find the king. A route and B route stand by. Their main force is not on the ship. They will need time to call for support. Babel's guards still haven't noticed us. His Highness was right. There is someone high up the enemy's chain of command helping us. All units enter the ship. We settle this quickly. Avoid anything unexpected. How can you avoid something unexpected? It's unexpected. 10 minutes ago, Amia was roused by a strange sound. Babel is continually being maintained and renovated. It has already seen massive changes compared to when she first arrived at her new home. Maybe Closure is busy fixing things again. Why did it do that? Okay, we didn't see it. The doctor left Amia many picture books in her room with illustrated stories she had never heard of before. Her favorite one is one that tells of someone who falls from the sky riding a fantastical vehicle and the many adventures that come out of it. The doctor just has picture books from, like, precursor picture books? Why? But she's not fond of the ending. The hero repairs a vehicle and has to return to the sky, saying goodbye to the children on the ground. I really don't like all this noise. The doctor still isn't here. Teresa, I need to go find Teresa. Hello, Mr. Downing. You dropped your pliers on the ground here. Ah, thanks, Amia. Where are you going? I'm gonna go to the speaker's office to find Teresa. Oh, right. Have you seen the doctor? The doctor? Man, it's been a few days. That one ought to be in the command center overseeing the operation, I think. I knew the doctor must be busy with something. Okay, bye-bye. Don't run so fast, Samia. There's still a lot of places being overhauled on the ship. Make sure you don't trip. That girl really is... This one's handled. Proceed. Our men on the inside are already on standby at every ambush spot. We can begin a coordinated assault at any time. If you see anyone, don't hesitate. Those left on the ship are no threat. Then why kill them? I brought my book, Teresa. Why is the door shut? Teresa, it's me. Are you in there? Closure once taught me another way to open the door. It's open. Teresa. What are you doing here, Amia? I heard some loud noises that sounded really close. I got a little scared. We can go home soon. You look tired. Would you like to stay with me while I work? Is this a storybook? I see. Well, as long as it's for you, I think I can take a short break. The doctor and Dr. Coutsett won't mind. Thank you, Teresa. You know what I think? Because it seems to me what's about to happen. I'm gonna predict. We've not seen any inclination that Amia was ever the intended, like, heir to Teresa. So I think it's a spur of the moment thing, actually. Which is not something I ever thought about. I always figured it was like a pre-planned, but we haven't seen any inclination that that was true, actually. So it must have been, I think it's about to be spur of the moment to save the crown or whatever. Or maybe even completely accidental. right. Come sit over here. Once we finish this story, I'll take you to my homeland to play. So, where did we leave off last time? Neshalim. And back to Kariel. You were covered in the blood of the mediocre.
Merely some errors, making ridiculous comments on the situation. Nobody should be making light of that pair of siblings' lives or deaths at this moment. It is a grievous disrespect. Should you not be retreating and defending the inner city right now, Nesh Salim?
That has nothing to do with the war I am waiting for.
Dries has asked you to come and ensure her death.
This is not you being contemptuous of your siblings yourself. The Regent would not stoop to such methods. I am only here to witness the end of this war and the beginning of another. If the King of Sarkaz is struck down, I will bear the deathly pall of this moment. On behalf of the King, I will witness the victory I grasp from the abyss.
So, you still feel sorrow?
As do you.
The reef of reeds slowly sinks into the riverbed. The gloomy mists have not dispersed for days. Efanil, are you still by her side? For whom does the elegy ring out? Why did you stop, Teresa? We just got to the important part of the story. I thought I'd leave a little suspense for you, Amia. Would you mind if I used another more comfortable way to tell you this story? But, okay. Watch out, Amia. A bubble? This is...
He's gone.
Black ripples continuously wash over the pure white room as though Amia has plunged into a pool filled with ink. The black bubbles cut off all sound, just as they obscure Amia's sight. Beyond the bubbles, Teresa's figure becomes more and more indistinct, retreating further into the distance. Teresa... Stay inside for now, Amia. Sleep well. You will be safe by my side.
Teresa, Your Highness, we will use our lives as proof for the future that the General pursues.
No, I was sighing about something else. Honestly, there is no need to cover your face in front of me. I still remember you from back when you accepted Yolish's orders before his chariot. Your heroism and valor in that battle moved me. I remember most of your fellows as well. You're all worthy of the title of brave warrior, in no way inferior to those heroes fighting in Castle this very moment.
We aren't covering our faces to hide our identities. We knew they would be nothing here. We have cut off our horns, abandoned our names, even destroyed every inch of our skin that can be used to identify us, all so that after we use such wretched methods to kill the King of Sarkaz, we will not be remembered by the Sarkaz. We cannot be remembered. Do it.
The rushing of air engulfs the assassin's blade like a swamp as they incessantly stab forwards, swishing. The trembling of the blades causes the air surrounding them to resonate. They press on, they continue to stab. The ones holding the blades are buffeted and submerged by waves they cannot resist.
I remember your names. I remember you, Luca. You held back a steam knight on your own. You hid yourself within the steam to pull them out, and beheaded them before friend and foe.
Wasn't Luca the one that killed the Babel doctor? Interesting. The assassin's life fades away.
I remember you too, Lines. Out of the countless sarcasms of that name, you are the one who stood out most. After being taken captive by spire casters, you freed 3 of your compatriots from their camp and destroyed their art circle.
Another death, and yet it cannot stop them from approaching Teresa.
And then you, Levin. You two took an arrow for Teresa's, losing an arm in the process, but survived hell itself until you managed to retreat. I do not wish for you all to die nameless and unknown. At the very least, I will remember.
Weird that all their names start with L. More and more corpses pile up by her side, while the room she has left to stand is whittled away little by little. She sighs, wiping the blood from her neck, accidentally smearing the dark red across her white dress.
We want to do something for the Sarkaz before we die, and so now we stand before you. We have come to kill you, the king we once swore an oath of loyalty to. We know your strength better than anyone, so allow us damned traitors to escort you to hell.
Oh, she's got a model.
Teresa, what happened? It's okay, Amia. I'm here. I'll take care of things.
Warning. PRTS. Access detected. Searching internal array. Administrator permissions found. Are you sure you want to disable all defense systems? Confirmed. Optimal route calculation. Data uploaded. Safety window countdown has begun. PRTS standing by.
Is this your final decision, Doctor? I can. I honor your resolve to die for your goal.
Unidentified targets detected. Activating alarm. Alarm cancelled by administrator. Optimal route. Loaded to command system. Tactical configuration complete. Safety window countdown has begun. Immediate action required. Don't do it. Yes, they're making us do it.
Is this you, Teresa? I'm wrapped in some invisible bubble. Can't see or hear anything. Amiya, I never thought it would end like this. I thought we would have more time. The King of Sarkaz, I wish I did not have to pass this burden to you so suddenly. But the truth is too cruel for you now, Amiya. Someday, you'll be able to decide if my decision was right or wrong.
Also, is this how she actually works mechanically? Because that's a fun sneak peek.
Goodbye, Amiya. It'll all be over when you wake up.
Mission accomplished.
The last thing Amiya remembers is sleeping inside the black bubble. Teresa gently cradling the bubble wrapped around her, telling her a story that she has already heard many times before.
Within the desert of despair live many terrible shadows, forever chasing after the little puppet who is seeking for hope. The black-cloaked shadows were the echoes of the oldest despair and sadness. If they catch you, you'll never escape them. Within the desert, the little puppet met the king, who was covered in pure gold and precious gems. The king told the little puppet that if he went back the way he came, he would be given riches beyond measure. Despite the king pulling him back, the little puppet ignored the captivating gems and pressed onwards. But very soon, the black-cloaked shadows caught him. They kept throwing themselves at him over and over again, near endlessly. Bang, bang, bang. The puppet took out a long spear made of a needle and some threads, fighting the shadows until finally, after knocking aside the shadow-sharp talons, he managed to escape. He ran as fast as he could until he reached a large river of tears. There was neither boat nor weeds, so all the little puppet could do was swim across. But as he soaked in the tears, he began to sink until he touched the riverbed. He had failed.
Was this how the story ended? Amiya could not believe. Maybe Teresa read it wrongly? She anxiously wished for Teresa to change the ending of the story.
Teresa, yes, can we save the little puppet? You wish to save him? I do. I really, really do.
All sound fades away. The bubble obstructing Amiya's sight dissipates. Teresa's figure becomes clearer and clearer. Out of the corner of her eye, she sees dark red seep out of the black cloaked shadows lying down on the ground. Who are these people? When did they arrive here? Why are they lying on the ground? Amiya had so many questions she wanted to ask Teresa. She did her best to open her eyes wide. She sees a white dress stained crimson. She sees Teresa's bloodshot eyes. Was Teresa okay? Amiya wants to ask Teresa about her injuries, but she could not make the sound.
It's okay, Amiya. I'm here. I beat those bad people from the stories.
What happened to Teresa? Amiya wants to wipe the wariness off of Teresa's face, but she could not move her hands.
I'm sorry. I can't change the ending of the story. But you can, Amiya. You will walk along a difficult path, just like the little puppet who tried to cross the river of tears. All I can do to help you is bestow this crown of black upon you. For 10,000 years, the limitations imposed by history led by people to misuse this crown. It has been stained, it has been bound, but it should not have been so. If we are to break this curse, to break fate itself, I need your help. Do you want to rewrite the ending?
Amiya wants to say I do, but she cannot utter a word. She anxiously nods her head, thinking that perhaps she could help Teresa by saying yes. Perhaps she could save her.
Though there is not much strength left in me, it is enough for me to transfer its permission to you. I have sealed most of it away, so that its boundless information does not overwhelm your mind. Forgive me, Amiya, for making you bear the weight of this crown. I thought that I could be there for you much, much longer, that I could watch you grow up, that I could stand with you when you bravely faced your parents' passing, that I could hear you answer my question yourself. Your answer as to whether or not you wish to follow in my footsteps. There's not enough time left for us, Amiya. I now selfishly consign this weight that I bear onto you. I'm so sorry, child.
Amiya tries to scream, but she cannot open her mouth, cannot move her limbs. A black blade seems to penetrate her chest. She ought to feel pain, but this blade leaves behind only warmth, a warmth brimming with hope.
Amiya, is hope and also pain. You will be confused. You will hesitate. Please, trust Dr. Kaltzit. Trust that she will always stand by your side. It will help you to stretch back up the secrets of survival. You can bear it, can't you, Amia? You have always been a strong girl, one that never ceases to amaze me. I'm so very tired. Thank you, Amia, for the joy you have given me ever since the day we met. Now rest for a while. Sleep. Sleep in peaceful slumber. I'll always be with you.
You have to stab them to like transfer the crown? That's pretty intense. Teresa hears a familiar voice. Amia. Teresa does not raise her head to look at the one who just arrived. The crown has left her and found another. Her breath grows feebler and still.
Doctor, there was no need for you to come. I felt your emotions. I saw your past. You could have waited elsewhere. Waited for my death to come. I knew that this time, I would not escape nor retreat. Are you Ephramia? Or perhaps...
Teresa does not need to hear the answer. Behind the one she asked, a tide of assassins pour out of the shadows, rushing toward Teresa. How many were there?
So that is your answer, Doctor.
Teresa, King of Sarkaz, a humble hero, a radiant dream. The future converges in her gaze while the path fades beneath her steps. Amia. This is Amia? Permanently invulnerable, Umbral Shadows controls Umbral doors in combat, which deals damage. Umbral foot, what? This is Amia? What is that? Why is that the description? Question, like, this is Amia, question mark? She is ghostly. I was thinking about that. She just looked ghostly for some reason. Goodbye. Goodbye. Farewell, Doctor. All of this should have belonged to you. Umbral Door deals arc damage to your nearby units. When destroyed, Amia loses HP. We're fighting Amia. See. But we still did get to participate in Teresa's death, so I'm pretty happy with that. Even if she wasn't the boss. What I imagine is about to happen does make sense, though. Teresa is glad to see Amia asleep. Amia did not see the doctor's betrayal, nor Teresa's final bout of sorrow. The black crown finally lands neatly in Amia's hands as Teresa takes down the final assassin in the room.
It's all right, Amia. Everything's fine. It's over.
Teresa did not look at the one frozen in place before her. She gently pats the back of the child in her arms and leaves a kiss on her puerile cheek. Teresa, I can't throw away this opportunity. I spent millions of lives and myriads of years to reach. I can't let you ruin the plan for Oranginium. I can't let you turn this great land into the beautiful but fleeting dream.
And that's why you put Amia in harm's way.
Seeing as the King of Sarkas has already seen my memories, I believe there is no need for any further explanation. Do you hate me?
You hurt Amia. You're about to hurt Calcit and the fighters who trust you so deeply. Is this how you treat those lives?
I'll do what I can to ensure their safety and the ensuring collapse. This is what Teresa swore to me as well. We only need you to die.
Doctor, did you present yourself before me out of guilt?
Guilt is too light of a word compared to everything I've done. We made too many choices in a time that even Calcit isn't familiar with.
When Amia grows up, if she remembers me, if she asks about me, will you tell her the truth of how I left her?
No. I'll help them search for another way to live.
You'll help them search for a final moment of peace before Oranginium destroys Terra.
I'm sorry. That's the one thing that's set in stone.
You know it's futile, and yet you still wish to cure Amia's sickness. Even if her family and homeland will all turn into the same hunks of Oranginium in the not-too-distant future, along with anyone and everything you will ever know. You still don't want the girl before your eyes to suffer. That's what you sincerely feel, your purest thoughts, your innate nature. And actually, I'm glad, Doctor. I'm glad you're real and true, the one who Calcit willingly trusts, and in turn trusts us. You, the creator of Oranginium, Eleazar, you are the poison that ruins everything, but also the antidote to it all.
What? Teresa strains to stand up, stretching her arms towards the doctor, instilling a ladder and instinctive urge to retreat. The doctor tries to move, but fails. Sorrow far surpasses the collapsing rationality at this moment. Teresa touches the face behind the mask.
You're crying, Doctor. Well, that's the kind of person you are. You know your own fragility. You know how much of a threat I pose to you, even at a time like this, and yet you still came here. So I still am willing to believe in you. Trust in who you really are. You trust in our Eleazar who brings the rain, dew, and sun.
This face is both familiar and strange. Teresa knows its features well. She never had a chance to directly perceive the emotions on it until now. She smiles and stretches out her finger, snipping the scene before her into two, as if it were made of cloth. And then she slowly pulls out a loose thread from the rift, and the remnants unravel as the doctor's memories dissipate. Teresa goes in deeper, without looking back, until every memory is taken apart into a mess of disconnected white threads. Like the very night, a long time ago, when she was still young, teaching herself to sew with Teresa's by her side. The memories disintegrate into a mere fragment of the soul remains. A silhouette stands at the end of that memory. Teresa thinks the figure thinks the figure both familiar and strange. It's the doctor. It's not the doctor. What are you doing to me, Teresa?
We're done here. But I suddenly feel like leaving you a surprise. So don't blame me for this, Doctor. I'll say to you this one thing. Find yourself.
I did not expect Teresa was the one who gave the doctor amnesia. That's a surprise. It's so smart, but way too good. Teresa is, perhaps too nice for her own good at times, She's really... My memories, they're fading.
Sever the past and seek your true self, Doctor. Amiya. I was right. The memory that your mind refuses to give up. The one you hold dear or something. I'm not sure. It disappeared too quickly.
Are they just moving around in a circle? I guess so.
A new challenge. Feels fresh every time when someone gives me orders.
Please, trust in me.
Ah, losing sight?
Dags att välja vårt byte.
Yeah, it is.
I'm prepared for lives. Now.
It is smart though,
Punitive shadow.
because like you said, Doctor is both the cure and the poison, right? The antidote and the poison. So like, delete their memories and hope that they find their true self, the self that was the compassionate person who wanted to save everything. But they still have the knowledge to, they'll still be around to make sure that they can actually do it.
A solo. To you.
Wow, these are wild. Oh snap, I just realized what they are though. The umbral doors, those look like that's the art in Amiya's like E2 or something, one of the arts.
What would you like to feel your own self? Ah, losing sight?
You say nothing.
What do you need of me?
Moving to
It is interesting that the doctor has to
Moving to designated location.
like where the doctor severing Amiya? Like, I'm not really... Interesting. He's...
You say nothing. Moving to designated location. I'm listening.
Typhon's about to die.
I know what to do. I will sink your corpse into shadow. No one will find it. I know what to do. Don't order me around.
Feels fresh every tail like a shooting star. That's what they say.
You saw nothing.
I don't know what those little things she shoots out do. They don't seem to do anything.
Moving to designated location. Moving to designated location.
Well, that didn't work out. We need to have Backseating shoot them. Oh my gosh.
I'm prepared to fight.
Get out of my home!
Ow. Maybe they do damage. Ah.
What would you... Liberty and sunlight all around us.
Pass on your last words? No. Need speed to succeed.
Wait on that. Although putting her there would not be a bad idea.
Can see me. Picked out your bait yet?
War.
Typhon did her job.
A word I've not heard in a long, long...
Better watch your step. I know what to do. They only were right behind you.
I wasn't supposed to... I'll plant you into the soil to grow anew.
But this will keep you quiet.
Please, trust in me.
Moving to designated location.
I'm prepared to the firelight.
No one knows mine. You've stepped into my domain.
Mission accomplished.
Oh, the parallels. I like what we were talking about earlier. Or stream. Teresa holds the hands of the one before her, as if it were their first meeting. She quietly faces the other pair of eyes, looking at the emotions shifting within until finally only a void remains. She knows then every memory has been wiped clean and the soul purified.
Your memory is gone, and your soul reborn. A truly terrible trick. But they underestimate your benevolence, your desire for victory. They underestimate us and what makes Terra so tenacious. Doctor, allow me to call you by this name the last time. This is my little revenge on you. And so, my final gift to you. Memory does not shape who you are. So, with your original self, live again on this land, see the world, feel the various emotions life brings, meet the people of Terra. Perhaps your journey will start in suffering. You may never manage to escape the murky moon shadows of this land, but you will always get to see the sunrise. I trust you will find a new solution, one that is truly your own. I will answer that sounds just like the murmur Calcit and I once heard. A most moving answer.
Life slips away. Her ears gradually pick up an elegy from afar. Lacrymaline did establish a connection with her after all. Teresa feels her own breath growing feebler, but she also feels unprecedentedly relieved. She tries her best to keep Amia in her arms, protected. Amia's heartbeat calms her own.
I'm a little tired. It's exhausting, holding on to that crown. I should rest when I'm tired. Isn't that right, Amia? I once imagined that perhaps one day we'll be able to let everyone on this vast land fall into peaceful slumber. It may take a long time to come, but maybe you could see it for me, Amia, when you wake up. You'll have to keep going. I'm so tired. No, he's not here yet.
She clings to her final strand of remaining strength. She's waiting for someone she must see. Fortunately, the sound of her footsteps already draws near. And then, finally, even though she no longer has the strength to keep her eyes open, she knows. She is here. Calcit. Calcit. Teresa. Amia. Doctor. I knew full well this possibility always existed. Why? I should have stayed behind. It's my... Teresa. We should have... Teresa. Confirmed dead. Monster. Heed my command. Prepare for any follow-up attacks. The doctor and Amia. Nothing must happen to them. Protect them at all costs. Monster. Calcit. Calcit. Amia opens her eyes, pink rhombuses faintly visible in her pupils. Teresa's eyes remain shut tight. But Calcit knows it's her. I've never looked into Amiya's eyes. Does she have pink rhombuses? That's a good touch. Amiya, in quotes. If there was ever a reason that you wanted to know that I gave her and Teresa similar voices, right here.
Calcit, I've been waiting for you. Teresa, It's all right, Calcit. I'm fine. Listen to me. I'm already dead. What you see now is my consciousness put into the crown. I'm borrowing the body of this girl to bid you farewell. Calcit, tell me, did you raise Babel's banner high up in the sky over Castle? I sent it back to Castle and watched it ascend myself. Thank you. I came back too late. I knew there might be a possibility. Don't blame yourself for this, Calcit. You had your own mission to fulfill. And I managed to hold this long for you, and that's enough. Are we running out of time to say our goodbyes? I'm sorry, Calcit. I understand. Please don't blame yourself for this. We trusted the doctor, and I hope you can continue on our path into the future. Calcit, there's no need for any further misgivings. I took a life, but I also saved it. So please, take it to where it should be. If it can wake again, guide it, and it will in turn lead us to the end of your path, our path. I have no doubt about that.
So it's as simple as that. Put them back in the sarcophagus. But why Chernobog? There's one on the ship. We now know that. There's one on the ship. So why Chernobog?
I understand. However, we can no longer risk the venture into the depths of Rhode Island.
Oh, okay. Why?
I will entrust someone I know to send the doctor to Ursus. Chernobog will be safe. It is too dangerous to allow the doctor to stay on Rhode Island.
That's good, Calcit. I'll leave the rest to Amiya then. She will walk a difficult road.
I will be with her, and Babel as well.
She is so young, but so strong. Calcit, giving the crown to Babel, to her. I did not do this on a selfish whim. To break the cycle and deal with what is to come, the king cannot only be a king of the Sarkaz, nor can it only be a king of Terra. The role is no fetter, controller, or unparalleled power. The role is a key. The king is Civilite Eterna. But Calcit, keep this a secret from Amiya. She doesn't need to bear all of that now. She will understand once she embarks on that path. She needs to understand. Only by overcoming every obstacle can we find the doors that lead to this world. And you, I'll be gone in the purest of my ideal. As for her, she will become the flame that burns all corruption to ashes.
Calcit, a new war is about to begin. Teresus, my kin. He will descend unto the cradle in Victoria that belongs to us, and Oranginium will cover the patch of land. She is leaving now. It will bring suffering to the other races on this land. Will you become the final struggle of her ideals? A last-ditch effort? He will make everyone else on Terra see the Sarkaz as enemies once more. Deathmongers, do not attempt to abandon your efforts before her end is set. Prove to me that her path still holds a chance to win a future. Prevent that day from turning true before everything becomes irreversible. Prove to her the peace you strive for is still worth a response. Though I regret to say this, my compatriots, the call to repay this blood debt is already resonating throughout this great land. Kazdal's hatred should not continue to spread. Her death has been determined. You have lost a Sarkaz king. I have lost my only kin. And I will not let these sacrifices be in vain. My people, whether you've come for peace or vengeance, I will hear your voices. Revenge, war, survival, future. You will see where the Sarkaz's true path lies. The blood with which you stain the steps of Victoria will eventually return to where it belongs. We must make this place a new beginning for us. I can still hear the Sarkaz voices even now, Calcit. The closer I get to the myriad souls, the clearer their voices become. What I can glean from their shouts and cries is, suffering will descend once more. All of Terra will surrender. Starting from this very spot. The Sarkaz will rise again. Will ruin the land.
We have to stop him, Calcit.
But that's not something Babel can do, as it is now.
You'll find a way. Besides, you'll never be alone. With the Babel we built together. Our companions will help you. Your Highness. Teresa. Your Highness. Your Highness.
They wield a fierce determination.
Your Highness. I'm back, Your Highness. You should always welcome me back when I return. But this time, you're not here. And you still hear me. Why couldn't you wait a little longer? Damn it. Damn it all. I'll make them pay. This I swear to you. Every single one. Even if... Master Teresis. He must face me. I have to find him. All traitors will suffer. Your Highness Teresis. My only two. I couldn't...
Clouds cover the setting sun, and Ascalon is shrouded in shadow. She has lost her light, her faith, forever. She struggled, she strived. One death remains for the one born in the storm. They are the most remarkable of all. Logos. Yes. I don't know, we should... Let's retreat first. Let's return to Babel. They will never doubt our ideals, even for a second. It's over. Why? I feel... I too am baffled, King of the Nexahirs. I thought I was long accustomed to a King of Sarkaz's demise.
Those, the ones left behind, you do not need to question their loyalty.
No way. Who sent this? Sarkaz expletive. Calm. Did the military commission intercept this? Are they screwing with us? I don't believe it. Shut the hell up, Scout. The land ship. It should be this way. Teresa, she couldn't have just died like that.
Winter of 898, the King of Sarkaz dies. Yalish dies and Kazdal falls into ruin. The explosion of the soul furnace sends dust flying all across Kazdal's territory for 3 whole days and nights. Finally, it falls to the ground like black snowflakes, burying the bones of the invaders, along with the ruin once known as Kazdal.
Kazdal is no more.
But Kazdal has never been gone for good. That's what I heard from the King of Sarkaz. He said Kazdal has met with ruin for more than 3,000 times, but it will always eventually be rebuilt anew.
Perhaps that is just a ploy by Yalish to deceive the people.
He's dead, Teresis. But even if it were only a tale spun while wasting away in a palace, I could at the very least sense a strand of longing from his stories. A yearning for a stable life. What happens after Victoria? Now, everyone will only begin wandering the land once more. After victory, actually, not Victoria. Our people will praise us as heroes, but we can only return to ruins devoid of life. What can we even do now? Heroes, once this war is over, that title will be meaningless.
Indeed.
Also, I seem to have picked up the myriad souls whispering in my ear from a while ago. Their voices are becoming even more distinct. I don't know where the myriad souls hope to lead me. What about you?
I hear the same. I dismissed it as a delusion brought on by the euphoria of victory. But it seems to be more than that.
The myriad souls beckons us.
Then let's go to wherever they beckon.
Yalish, King of Sarkaz, rests here for eternity. Underneath, a massive mountain of corpses. In the far future, not a single soul will know there was once a king who died here. He was so mediocre, so ordinary. The Sarkaz do not remember the defeated. In this war that changed their fate, the people only remember the names of 6 incomparably dazzling heroes.
Here we are.
I remember this place. It was where we gathered to swear our oaths and join the battle after Yalish's chariot was destroyed. This is where we started. A clothesmaker and a guard.
Did you hear that, Teresis? The myriad souls speak from under our feet. Ah. There it is.
Yes. To think it was this small.
Alright, I was wondering, like, if the crown isn't transferred, what happens? It looks like it just drops.
The crown. With death as a witness, as well as the myriad souls, the twins raise the crown in unison. The crown chooses the twins in return. Atop the ruins, the myriad souls whose existence remains uncertain select two distinct hopes at a time. You should wear the crown, Teresa.
Why?
The King of Sarkaz is but an optimistic fantasy for the pitiful when history chooses to stay silent.
Indeed, we will change the Sarkaz's fate with or without relying on an external force. But in this age of despair, it will bring a glimmer of hope to our people.
I am not fit to be that hope bringer. My blade will cut our path forward, and you will lead the way.
I understand.
The war has just ended. How long will we bear this crown?
Until we find a home again. Until the black crown swallows us into its suffering. Until everyone under the same sky can fall into a peaceful slumber. Lead the way forward, you said. Do you still remember that adventure of ours? You held your sword and carried me.
And you guided me through the bushes until we got home. Teresa, allow me to crown you myself.
All right, Teresis. I swear this vow to every Sarkaz.
We will always be equal.
Maybe that's
I see
why
you managed to complete a mission
she's
without
back
causing any
with
unnecessary pain
Teresa's.
to the quarry.
although she wore
Not
the
bad.
crown,
Icke
it's
dåligt.
the crown still
Sip a hot
partly
drink and
chose
get some rest.
Teresa's? Does he have some of its power in some sense? Maybe not all of it, but because she wore it, but he has some of it, and that's why her spirit is back with him? Does he? It said the myriad of souls chose both the twins, although she wears the crown. Truly a diarchy. Rage and sorrow. End of Souls. The Sarkaz wanders across the wilderness of consciousness and soul. It is the final moment of her existence. So Calcit and Teresa did get a final conversation. I assume because Calcit hates us that Teresa told her what happened. Unless it was like recorded on security footage or something. Or maybe the security log would have been like, hey, yeah, the administrator turned off security. Well, only certain people have administrative powers, so obviously it must have been the doctor. It could be that. Or maybe she told her. She did say to protect us. She did say to protect us. And Calcit has protected us, begrudgingly. But Amia doesn't know. Can't wait until she finds out. Teresa's will mention it? Maybe. I wonder how Teresa's feels that, like, we helped him kill Teresa, but now we're fighting him again? Like... Erasing memories. This is something Teresa actually lacks experience in. Not to mention, she now faces a rare kind of mind. She knows not what she will see, and has no clue if it will be dangerous, but there is no room to retreat. She has made the final decision of her life. She walks into the doctor's memories and cuts them up into countless fragments of dissipating threads. Memory fades away in silence. She walks through a world she has never seen and could never understand. How did such a glorious civilization meet its end? How do geniuses as bright as shooting stars struggle for a solution to their ultimate problem, yet find nothing? Is resistance futile? Is unity merely a fantasy? Is Terra's future already set in stone? What of her beloved homeland? Note, we'll talk about Terra's future after this. I got a thought. What of her loved ones? She has no answer. She cannot find the answer. She can only continue meandering into the void of memories gone. Finally, she sees someone familiar. Is all their enthusiasm overwhelming you? What brings you here, Countset? Should I not be present at this celebration of your latest victory? It's been a long time since I last... Days like these were rare back then, you know. Or should I say, I've grown so unaccustomed to it now. No matter. You will get used to it again in time. Babel will be a new beginning. Go. We should enjoy this celebration. Teresa watches Countset pat the doctor before gently pushing that very back into the waiting crowd. Man, old Countset. It's so weird. Pats the doctor, pushes him into the crowd of celebratory people. Too many are forcing their way through the throng, hands stretched out, fighting each other to be the first to shake the doctor's hand or pat the doctor's shoulder. Some taller and gustier ones even try to put their hands right on the doctor's head for a good kneading. Head pat the doctor? Huh? Sorry about the unruly subordinate of mine, Doctor. I wanted to stop him. But my arm's injured, so I couldn't make it in time. It's fine. How's your arm? Recovery is going pretty well. It's a pity you won't get to enjoy many drinks here tonight. That's alright, Doctor. I'll have a few more pints on this guy's behalf. We might have gone ourselves stuck in that encirclement had you not sprung that surprise attack at the end. Come on. Let's slam a few glasses in honor of the doctor. I'm afraid my alcohol tolerance may disappoint you, Ace. Excuse me, make way. Please, I have to see the protagonist of the day. So many people in here. This is the first time I feel that the command center is too small. Do you want me to widen it later? There's still so many people outside hurrying in here, like with snacks and drinks.
Doctor, everyone's cheering for the victory you brought us, but you seem a little uneasy. I thought I was making it pretty well. I'm just a little nervous in crowds. Or masking it. That's right. Masking it pretty well. Hey, careful. That's enough pushing. Ami, are you good?
I'm okay. Doctor, come with me. Teresa and I made you a cake. Look, the oven was so hot I got blisters on my finger.
Oh, jeez.
Thank you. Oh, are you okay? Does anyone have some burn cream? A gentle cough sounds in the room. The crowd splits into two. Teresa sees a woman dressed in white passing by, smiling as she extends a hand to the doctor with a still healing needle wound. She's looking at herself.
Oh, right. I was like, Teresa sees a woman in white? What? These are memories, right.
The joy fades away, as do the memories and voices. Teresa erases the memories she is too familiar with and continues forward. She sees a record she has never seen before within PRTS.
I wonder if she could have just kept the happy memories like that. Like, was that one necessary to delete? She really deleted everything.
Invoke imaging capabilities. Enable administrator level encryption. Image number 0091 admin. Add subject. This is for you. Activating recorder. Beginning video record. If I didn't hold on until you woke up, you'll see this video. I will remain here in the safest of places until everything settles. Once I'm done with everything, I'll vanish into silence, disappearing before all those who hate me. There is always a voice inside me, reminding me, asking me, who am I? Our own watcher, or a traitor to future civilizations? I can no longer recognize myself. You'll get an answer after checking all the logs I left behind, but for now, at least, I'll no longer hesitate to do what I should. When you wake up, I will have already disappeared in your past, and also unable to appear in our promised future. That's why I hope. Pause recording. Delete all previous content. I still need a bit more time. She does not pause or sigh, just continues what she ought to do in silence. Teresa goes deeper into the buried memories. I need you to contact the closest rescue team. The wrecked transport has a Rim Bulletin logo on it. This is your squad. I hear someone still alive in there.
Bzz. We got your call, but it'll take some time for us to rush over from the nearest mining plate. Based on the information you gave us, there's been banditry at your location there before, so we'll notify armed security to send a dispatch at once.
Armed security? But with the way Rim Bulletin treats infected orphans... Just hold on. I'll get you out of there myself.
You...
Please, stay with me. That's a good girl. Give me your hand. Hold tight.
But I'm so tired.
What's your name?
Name? Calls me Amia.
Amia, just hold on tight.
I'm holding.
I won't let go.
The memory shatters. This is Teresa's destination, the terminus of the doctor's memory. Teresa.
This is impossible. Every memory should have been.
Teresa. She follows the voice to a void, and it speaks once more from behind the nothingness.
Where am I?
It's the field. You're finally here. I've been waiting for you.
Doctor.
Doctor. Not many people call me that. They prefer my team codename, Oracle.
Oracle. So you're the one Calcit believes in.
I've let her down terribly, but we had no choice. I'm entangled in an inescapable plot. I've been watching you from here as you went around nurturing your hopes, as you suffered betrayal, as if I was looking at my past self.
I'm sorry. You're the only residue of the doctor's buried away emotions. There's no way for me to preserve your emotions and memories in our current circumstances.
You've reached your destination, so just do what you have to do. Thank you for trusting me.
It may be a little late for this, but I'm glad to meet you.
I'm glad to meet you too, Teresa. Oracle walks into the distance of the landless or endless wheat field, disappearing within the stalks. A draft of wind tears through the plain with a roar, and the final scene disperses until only the end of a thread is left. Teresa holds the strand. It quickly loses its luster and turns into powdery dust.
It's time to say goodbye. We'll meet again in the future, won't we? Calcit, Hamia, Eleazar.
Teresa lets go the final strand of thread in her hand and watches it disperse and fade away like starlight. She takes a step forward, towards hope, towards death. Yeah, I mean, it kind of sucks though. I don't know if she had to delete all of the memories. But yeah, the doctor deserves it. I guess I can't blame her. She did say, it's my little revenge. Although she also said she left a surprise or something. I wonder what the surprise is gonna be. A rack with rich aesthetics and design sensibilities put together by the Sarkaz with limited materials. Hey, I didn't read that. Hey, New Blood, look for the Jal running HR and do what she tells you. That'll prove you're worthy of clearing selection. Who is this Jal in HR? Can't wait to meet them. I don't even know what a Jal looks like. What is a Jal? Do you want to know? They'll tell us eventually. We got a statue in the main story, although we didn't like see the statue. Apparently they're still alive. Okay, we'll wait. They'll show her one day. Cut 2 years from now. I wonder what HR on Rhodes Island has to deal with.
Have you been doing well lately, Doctor?
Thing that I forgot, they added more friends, which is fantastic. 50 more people I can add now, finally. But, oh man, that was a good event. That was a really good one. That was really, 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 really good. They did not hold back at all. Long-held theories were proven correct, but we still had some surprises. I did not expect the amnesia thing to be Teresa's doing at all. Never crossed my mind. I'm not sure why the lowest level of Rhodes Island is no longer
Tiredness
safe.
is not called on me yet. May you first.
And so we had to
rest.
go to Chernobog, but it is apparently. I wonder how long they were going to keep the Doctor in Chernobog. The only reason we left is because Chernobog became under attack by Reunion. So they had to extradite us. I wonder how long they were gonna wait. We keep getting woken up early, it seems. We were just attacked. They were worried Teresa might finish the job. But they specified lowest level. They didn't say like Rhodes Island. They said the lower level is not safe. I don't know. Calcit was hoping not to wake us up. Was there anything else? We talked about the big theme of Arknights earlier, but so my thought, the future of Terra, right? What if the whole reason Endfield's a thing isn't just, hey, we
Tiredness is
activated a
not called on
portal,
me
look at
yet.
that, that's cool, let's
May
go
you
on
first
through
rest.
and see what's up. But rather, hey, this planet's dying because it's gonna turn all into Oranginium. Let's go to someplace else that doesn't have Oranginium and live there instead. Even though we're bringing Oranginium with us to use as fuel, which I really still think that's a terrible idea. But whatever. And I guess even though you could be infected and then when you die, you would just spread more Oranginium. So really there's no escaping it. But maybe it would give us more time because that world would not be like fully covered. So you'd have a lot more time to maybe find a solution again. But yeah, I wonder if that's why Enfield's actually a thing, is not just because they found the portal, but in the future, like, we don't succeed in stopping Oranginium, it's kind of too late for Terra, so we need to go somewhere else. Also, there's that whole thing coming, you know, the big demon coming, so like, let's jump to a different planet and hide there, perhaps. That we could solve the problem in more advanced races failed to. Oh, we're the doctor. We're the creator.
Tiredness is not called on me.
Although I question
May
the
you first rest.
you wanted. I get why she did it. I get why she gave the doctor amnesia, but at the same time, if you can't remember how to fix things, I don't know how he's actually supposed to help. I assume that they'll come back eventually. I think they already started coming back a little bit in like Vigilo, I think we saw. I think. Can't wait for the doctor to change sides. Change sides to whom? Yeah, and I think well, we'll find out, I guess, in the next episode of the story, right? I guess. But I
Tiredness is not called on me
suppose
yet. May you first rest.
that I think the simplest answer as to why Teresa is back is that Teresis has access to some a small figment, at least, of the Black Crown's power, because it technically chose both of them. Or she's a revenant. Because we still don't really know what revenants are, except that they are actually ghosts, question mark? Or you will see very soon. I hope so. Oh yeah, episode 14 looks like it's gonna be the end of the month. Perfect. Even more excited.
Tiredness has not called on me yet. May you first rest.
There's a lot of characters come out with that one, huh? Wow, I didn't realize they all were with that episode. Change it from. Oh, that's what I wanted to also look at. Although a surprise. Well, I wanted to look at. Yeah. So the umbral door is in her art. That's that in the background. Whatever the heck umbral door is. Yeah, I can't zoom in, but it does look like she has the pink, what shape was it? Rhombus? What was it? Although less so there, but definitely in the third one as well. Not so much there, but definitely there. Kind of comes and goes. Oh, they've already put the third one in, huh? Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. I meant to click X actually. When are they gonna put in her guard skin though? Been too long. What's class conversion? Amiya can change her class. Yeah, now I know, like, now I want to know, like, did they make they obviously this event came out now, long after this art existed. So did they made the art and then we're like making this event and we're like, you know what, let's add that thing in and call it the umbral door. It's like, okay. Or was it always the umbral door? And what does it mean? I guess it's just part of the Black Crown. Based off her skill, yeah. I guess it's just like the arts of the Black Crown. So is there what we got EX levels on Thursday, but not for us. Oh, there's double levels. Oh, there's S levels. This is a S level event. Didn't realize that. That's kind of surprising, actually. I didn't feel like that. Like it was a big event in like terms of like the information they gave us, but actually it wasn't like that big of an event. Fair enough. Since the anniversary is the story event. Yeah. Okay, I guess that makes sense. You the future, take my gifts. You the constant, you are me. You the past, ward me firmly. Ward me firmly. Also, now we can say the timeline at the bottom of the picture is the span of the events of the story of this event. Technically, we did travel back to 898. And then, of course, it all comes ahead at 1094. So that's what the white is. Although I still don't know what that indicator after 1094 is. That then the start of the main story? Also, I think timeline-wise, I guess I got it wrong at some point, because wasn't it 8 years between Babel and Rhodes Island? But 1094 to 8 years from 1094 would be too late. So I must be misremembering what date they gave us in Dark Knight's memoir. I swore it was 8 years, though. Maybe it was only 8 months. Definitely not just 8 months, but... Does it say? Let's see if the timeline says anything. yeah, it would have only been 3 years. Which I guess a 3 looks like a half an 8. Yeah, I can't, nothing mentions the 8, so it must have just been a... I'm misremembering, like, the time that... Because that event jumped around too, so I probably remembering when it said, like, 8 something, but that's not the correct one to associate with the time gap. It was only 3 years if it was 97, so... Yeah, okay. Well, so yeah, that's on Thursday, but it's late, so I guess we'll do that next week. And there's the S levels after that. It'll put us right up to this the story. Also on a Thursday. Please stop releasing the events on Thursdays. What happened to Tuesdays? Another Friday stream? Nah, we're not gonna do it on Friday. Well, besides this update, we also had as you can see there, content expansion for the sand. I don't know what that did for us. That's a thing. And we still have an IS thing to do as well. So many things. A new path in danger mode. Danger mode. No, thank you. Put the mats. I don't need mats.
Tiredness has not called on me yet. May you first rest.
Well, bam. I'm going to end for the YouTubes, since the YouTubes are all about the story. Story's over. It was great. But we'll continue non-story stuff after this, but thank you all for watching that. Until we meet again, may the sands of time treat you well.